and what is not. We are joined by Haji Nsereko Mutumba. He is the spokesperson of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, viewers.
Haji.
Yes, sir.
Ramadan is here.
Yeah.
Ramadan is here, and for many out there, is their understanding of Ramadan is plain fasting. But people need to know, what do they have to do and what do they not have to do during the month of Ramadan?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. First of all, Ramadan is not about fasting only or not eating. Ramadan involves a lot of things. First of all, it's the fourth pillar of Islam. Islam is fundamentally based on 5 pillars. But the fourth pillar is the fasting of the holy month of Ramadan. And this is an instruction or an obligation. It's a command from Allah. He says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum siyama kama kutiba alal ladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. That all you who believe, the believers, you are commanded to fast the holy month of Ramadan. As you are as those people who came before you fasted. The only difference we have that there are a lot of fasting in various religious settings. I think our brothers, the Christian, have already also finished theirs.
Correct, Lent.
Yeah, the Lent. But the mode of fasting do differ. But otherwise, it has been here ever since this earth was created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's not a mere, desisting from eating. It involves a lot of things.
All right. And Haji, one will ask, okay, fine, you've broken down, you said that it's, the fourth pillar of the 5 pillars of Islam. But one will ask, why then fast? What is the ultimate meaning of fasting?
You see, the fasting, it involves a lot of things. By the way, because when it comes to rewarding, many things can be rewarded by other people, or you can be commanded in doing other activities by people. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that fasting, it's me who commanded you to fast, and it's me to reward you. Who reward you? Because now I have fasted. Whether I'm alone, whether I'm in any secret place, it's between me and my Allah. Otherwise, you can say that now I'm in my car, I'm going to Masaka, let me have sip something. But it's between you and Allah.
Okay.
First of all, self-restraint. You see, when you fast, a lot of things comes up. I have fasted now. But even richer people like Mutasa Kafero, and the millionaires in Saudi Arabia, the trillionaires are fasting. Why? They are testing that, that hunger which befell some other people during the normal days.
Okay.
You say that thirst is a problem. Fasting, you test on hunger.
Okay.
You see? And also you feel that really, if at all there is no food, how do people feel? Otherwise, if you find someone on the road and say that I'm hungry, if at all you have never felt that hunger, you may not take it seriously. So there are a lot of things which you learn out of fasting. Secondly, scientifically, we get services. We have 365 days in normal years and 366 years in leap year, isn't it?
Correct.
But imagine eating for those days without for all the days without getting service, like buying a car, you drive it for 10 years without servicing it. So there is also that aspect of servicing your body.
Okay.
And also cutting off your weight.
Yes.
And you look smart. So now I have just started, but how do I look?
Haji, let me ask you a question. What is the other benefit of fasting with regards to a Muslim's relationship with Allah?
Allah as I told you, there are a lot of benefits, but benefit comes, according to the way you have behaved yourself during the Ramadan, because you have restrained. We are not fasting only. I mean through not eating food, but also all our limbs, how we speak. We are not supposed to quarrel. We are not supposed to fight. We are not supposed to indulge in any activity which is incompatible with our Islamic norms. We don't expect a Muslim to find him shouting or quarreling. You see, even if you know that someone comes to you, he provokes you, you say, no, I'm fasting.
Okay.
You see? Yes. So it means that you give peace to the people and they give peace to you.
So some sense of also spiritual growth.
Exactly.
Is this also the same point whereby Muslims say that at least at this point in time, regardless of what I've done, I can seek for forgiveness, repentance?
Yes. You see, we have 3 segments in Ramadan. The first 10 days are maghfirah. Maghfirah means that we seek pardon from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He pardons us. The second 10 days are rahmah, blessing. Then the last one, we are expected to, we have chains in hell, in evils, so those chains are broken, and you are set free during those 10 days. So really, the first 10 days you have to pray very hard before Allah to ask for forgiveness.
You said the first 10 days are called?
Maghfirah.
Okay.
That's maghfirah. We seek pardon from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Okay.
And the second 10 days are rahmah. Those are blessing days. And the last 10 days where there is a very, even one day, Laylatul Qadr, that's when you are rewarded, and those who are meant to be in hell are just set free, provided if at all you fasted in the way Allah wants.
Those are called?
Called what?
Those ones are called the third. The third.
It's a big complicated. You will not learn it in Arabic, but those are the days when you are set free.
Okay.
Even those who are,
Okay. Yeah. In case you just joined us this morning, the fourth pillar of Islam is upon us. Ramadan is here, and in studio with us we have Haj and Seroko Mtumba. We're just trying to get the gist of Ramadan, just to help those that are going to be fasting during this holy month of Ramadan. So, bullet points now. Question to answer. Who should fast?
Allah spells out those who are fasting. When you are healthy,
you should be healthy.
You should be healthy.
Okay.
And fit. That's the basic. For those who are ill, who are weak, they are not supposed to fast.
Okay.
There is a provision for them. With the chronic disease, you can feed someone.
Okay.
Someone, and a certain portion is it can be directed to you by your imam.
So, what about mothers who are breastfeeding, or pregnant mothers, or young children?
You see, Islam is the total way of life. It's not. There is no coercion in any activity which you do in Islam. If at all you feed and you feel that I will not withhold fasting with the feeding, then you abstain until. But you can compensate in the next Ramadan, in the next month, because after this we'll get another month, where we
compensate.
We fast 6 days for Rajab, then we can compensate in that.
So,
during that.
Anyone who's healthy and fit,
is supposed.
is supposed to fast.
And anyone, because formerly even those who are traveling long journeys, they would abstain. But now these days, even long journey can take a few hours.
Right.
Yes.
From here to England, you can take 5 days. But then you could travel from here. Caravan could travel from here to Mombasa on foot. Those who also would abstain until, but they should compensate later.
Now let's get into the things that they have to do during this month of Ramadan. Prayers.
First of all, this is the month where the Quran descended on our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you have to read a lot of Quran during this month. This month is the month of charity. You have to give in charity to break the fast. Whether you have even one piece of banana, you can just share it to look after those, the needy ones. It's a must, though it's a routine, but this one we should emphasize it. And also to attend seminars.
Okay.
Because this is the time when, for example, for us at Supreme Council now, I'm supposed to be in office from 9 to 3. Whereas the normal days it's from 8 to 5. But now I have spare times. What do you do with that spare time? You have to go and attend attend seminars. Secondly, Salat Taraweh. You have to pray. There is a special Salah called Taraweh for information, which is a bit special, outside these normal prayers. So we have also to pray and read a lot of Quran.
We talked about prayer,
yes,
but you didn't highlight how many times. Is there any change of times in prayer? Is it do you have to now pray, go for Tarawih and that's it?
No. This is a special prayer. I think you asked me about the special items in Ramadan.
Okay.
We have 5 prayers a day. That's normal.
That's standard.
But that's standard. But now, after breaking our fast, we go for Maghrib. Then after Maghrib, we go for Isha. Then you have that special prayer called the Salat Tarawih with the special rakas.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it only comes in during. We only pray that special prayer during Ramadan.
Now we're done with the gist of prayers.
Yes.
This is a very important time because remember we ask people to be healthy and fit, but we also have to make sure that by the time Ramadan is done, people are still healthy and fit. So take them through as we wrap up the whole idea of eating.
Yes.
Breaking your fast.
Yes.
And then
suhoor.
Then suhoor.
Yes. Now, you see,
because many people get it wrong. Sometimes when people are breaking their fast, they just lunge into whatever is available to eat.
No. In Islam, it's standard. You see, in our stomach, according to Islam, we have 3 parts which are equal: 1/3 for food, 1/3 for water, and 1/3 for. It has to be there for spare. Okay. So now during breaking the fast, we have to use water first.
Okay.
Then, if at all you have date, you use date, and fruits.
Okay.
Then after that, you go for prayers, Maghrib prayers.
Haji,
Yes.
hidden pleasures. As we come to a close, what has been prohibited? If I smoke, if I take alcohol, am I allowed to be close to my other half, my husband or my wife? Just speak to that.
No. You are taking
very important.
You are taking alcohol, and you are coming nearer to your what? To your half. Now, what are you? Who is coming to her half? Because by the way, in Islam, you marry a Muslim woman.
Yes.
If at all you can marry from any other religion, but the fundamental thing, you have to convert to Islam. And in Islam, you are not supposed to smoke. You are not supposed to drink. Now I wonder how you can come to your half when you are drunk. I think in which religion are you?
Haji, I think what I just wanted to know is during this month, are you people are supposed to abstain from each other? when it comes to
no
Sexual.
sexual. No, if at all you are properly married, there are some hours.
What is properly married? Because when you say properly married, there is another married that is not properly.
No, like what? Because I go, I get a nikah from the mosque. Okay. I have my wife.
Okay, right. So if I have performed the nikah, the wife is yours. You can go on with your duty duties.
Yeah, but specific time.
Oh,
after breaking the prayers and even before suhoor.
Okay.
Yes.
That's when it's accepted.
That is when it's accepted.
But otherwise it's not prohibited.
But during that time, no trying out any other things.
Trying like what? Because in Islam, haram is standard.
Okay.
Haram is standard and halal is standard. Haram means those things prohibited,
yes,
and those unprohibited. They are standard. You don't think that now today I will not drink. The other time I will drink. No, it's haram forever.
Haji Nsarago Mtumba, the spokesman of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, to explain to us as we get into the holy month of Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem to all our Muslim friends. The day is here. The days are here.
Yes.
The season is here for you to fulfill the fourth pillar of Islam, which is very, very important, as we have been told by Haji. Haji, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
And a good Ramadan.
A good Ramadan Kareem. Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you very much. All right, so that's it for our Take Note conversation. So happy Ramadan to you all, our Muslim brothers and sisters. We are getting into reality on the ground, something special in store for you. Don't go too far.
Shape, height, weight, color. These are the things the fashion industry measures to find the perfect model.